Hey guys, welcome back. Alright, so it is time to get our camera. Now if you're trying to get your camera going and you're not able to talk to these two in the same way that I am here, it's probably because you haven't gotten the paraglider yet and or you haven't talked to Pura again after that yet. So, once you get your paraglider and you get shot up in the canyon and get the map, then go back and talk to Pura one last time, and that'll kind of trigger this next little part of the storyline. So essentially what you would do then is then come down here and talk to the pair. And as you can see, this kind of gets you going for the camera side quest.
What?
Now the depths, it's kind of a different animal. I'm going to walk you through that. If you're new to the game, might be a little intimidating at first, but honestly we're armed up well enough, so it's going to be pretty easy. We're going to feel quite overpowered down here right now. Alright, so you can see she gave me some light bloom seeds and arrows. And yeah, you can attach those. You can, use light bloom arrows, so to speak, but honestly, you can just toss them out and they work just the same. And via fast travel to the shrine here, it puts us right smack dab in front of the thing. Now, there's some, little NPC storylines here you can talk to. There's a guy over there that'll kind of tell you there's something going on at a stronghold. Just, different things of that nature. That doesn't actually trigger a quest, but it does kind of point you in the direction of another quest. Alright, so here, as you can see on the map where we're at, what we're doing, I'm going right down into this chasm here. And you can hit the R button and hold it down and kind of get down here quicker. Be careful not to, commit suicide here, but you'll see a lighted area kind of coming into view. So go ahead and talk to this guy and he'll give you a little bit more of the storyline here. Now this is where it can get a little tricky because it's dark down here. I'm going to show you a way through that. And yes, there are some clothes and some meals or elixirs you can make up, but honestly it really only kind of lights your immediate surrounding area, like pretty much only as far as you or your weapon can reach, and I don't really like that. So I prefer to rely on the light bloom seeds. Now, just to kind of show you, get out here into the dark just a little bit, and toss one of those bad boys out as far as it'll go. And you can see, well, it didn't go very far, but you can see it kind of really just lit even that little dark area I was standing in. It lit that as well. Okay, you're going to see a bunch of these fireflies, and every time you see them, you're going to think, oh, fairies! And then it's not fairies, and then you're disappointed. But you are going to need them nonetheless, mostly for suit upgrades. Now, I like to upgrade the light suit. Not because, I really use it down here to light my way, but the armor rating, it's like super easy to get these things. All the caves on the mainland, so all your little underground, caves or whatever, you're going to have glowy fish and glowy mushrooms. And then the glowy fireflies, it's just a really, really easy suit to upgrade. So if nothing else, I use it for a decent armor rating, to be honest, especially earlier in the game. Alright, so for now, again, I could toss another light seed out here, but we're already by the tree, which is going to do that job for us. Okay, so you'll see upon activating the lightroot tree here, we're going to start getting our map going for the depths. Another good thing about these spots is it repairs any gloom damage that you might have accrued. So, if you're out and about and you start taking a bunch of gloom damage, simply warp back to the nearest lightroot tree, and that'll repair your hearts, and at that point you'll be able to then recover them, as you would any other way. Alright, so at this point, I'm gonna pin where we have, essentially have to go here. And again, talk to the guys and read the lore here. But right now I'm just gonna kind of beeline it to that lightroot tree. Oh, and also look for anything sparkling. So there's going to be a new array of flora down here. That mud bulb or whatever it's called, muddle bulb. There's also going to be some kind of like smoke screen type mushrooms you can toss out. And I'll get to all that, but for right now I'm just kind of pointing it out to make sure you take a moment to look around real good and collect that stuff. And I know I'm missing some, so... Oh yeah, bomb flowers too, guys. This is a good opportunity to just kind of, loot, collect, walk around these trees. There's usually stuff at the base of trees down here. So again, I'm just going to take a moment to collect a few of these things, just more for demonstration purposes in my next video. I am going to be getting one of those light suit pieces we just talked about. But I won't do that until after I'm done with this side quest segment. Okay, so I think that's good enough for now. I got pretty much what there is to get. And you're going to find these things everywhere in the depths, like... I tend to go through them. Something that I do go through down here that I do not go through up top is the dazzle fruit. The dazzle fruit has a purpose, and I like to save that for down in the depths. Alright, so again, toss that light fruit, or that light bloom seed out as far as you can get it. And that'll really light up a good area, and it'll kind of help you to preserve, you know, going through a ton of them. Alright, so again, just kind of moving forward toward our mark. Now, there is going to be a bad boy nest here, which I'm glad. Alright, so kind of light your surroundings. Again, guys, same rule of thumb as before. Control that battlefield. And in order to do that, I'm going to take care of this archer. If I can hit the headshot, that'll do it, but I don't know, I miss the headshots a lot, so you know. Point in fact, I just missed a headshot. Alright, and I think I got a decent weapon for this. It's not going to be a terribly tough fight, so I don't like to use any of these resources just yet. We'll get into that on my next video. Oh yeah, the moblins, they like to throw bad guys, which is pretty comical. Alright, if you want to, you know, kind of light your area up a little bit better. Should only take another one or two of those. Okay, always take the time, folks. Grab your zonite. I do know someone who just doesn't like to build in this game, so they really don't need a ton of zonite, but you're still going to need it. So, you know, just take the time, and if you do like the building and the devices and power, it's just, you know, now's as good a time as any to really start building up that stockpile. Alright, there's really nothing great in here, just some loose arrows, but I don't like running out of arrows, so I always take a moment to kind of bust these things open. Wow, that was a tough box. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for this little spot. I am going to grab a garbage bow here. I'm going to go horse hunting here pretty soon. And it's good to have a real low powered bow specifically for that purpose. Did I already break that thing or toss it? I must have. Alright, so I think that's pretty much it. No treasure chest not right here anyway. So moving on toward our mark, there's going to be another bad boy nest. And quite a few of these guys. I'm going to scoop up what I can, just walking through the meat of them here. When we have stealth, this is going to be a lot easier. But for now, you just gotta walk painfully, slowly. Oh, and if you take loom damage, it's not the end of the world. I mean, yeah, it wasn't ideal, but every lightroot tree, you'll be able to fix that. Alright, so again, controlling that battlefield, folks. These guys are relatively easy. Once again, it's should just be red bobkins. I do believe there's one blue in here. So you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get combat ready just for that. Did I get them all? I thought there was more. Okay, so that was an easier nest than what I had in my mind there. And the good thing about the depths is there's always rock hammers. It seems like every time you encounter bad guys, at least one of them is going to have a rock hammer. So it's not like you have to worry about coming down here with, like, you know, half your inventory full of these things. You know, case in point, there's a couple of them laying right in front of me here. So, you know, I like to use those instead of other means to bust through things and get my zonite, etc. Just because, again, they're abundant. Yeah, I hear that bird finally coming after me. You might have noticed the glowing bird flying around, but kind of tough to get his attention, but now that I've got his. And you don't actually have to get a headshot, you can actually literally just kind of hit him anywhere. And you don't even need a good bow. Like, as long as you hit him, you're good, you're golden. Alright, so I think I pretty much got what I came here for. Don't forget to grab your, I call these the ninja shrooms. You're gonna see why in my next video. Again, I didn't want to use the resources for these low-hanging guys. But, yeah, they are fun. They're definitely fun to play with. Kind of gives a new feel to the game being down here in the depths. It's not just the same old Breath of the Wild map anymore. Now you've got some new stuff. New loot, new enemies. You know, the gloom, it's not my favorite part of the game, but I do appreciate that extra sense of challenge to it, so to speak. Alright guys, I think that's pretty much it for... Yeah. So from here, I'm just going to go ahead and make my way to the lightroot tree, repair that heart that I allowed to get damaged there. And from here, you're pretty free and clear. You don't have to worry about another nest or bad guy trouble, really. And you know what? If you're new to the game and you want to avoid those bad boy nests altogether, you absolutely can do that. Just kind of sidestep out to the right of that path I took and keep those nests on your left. You know, toss out your seeds and you'll get here nonetheless. And that'll avoid all that difficulty with the enemies there. Okay, so here's Robby. He's literally right by that light bloom tree. Wait, what are those called? Lightroot? This is going to be a challenge. But that's okay. So anyway, talk to Robby. He's literally right by that tree that I pinned earlier on. And this is going to activate the camera feature. Now this won't quite clear our quest yet. We have to do something with the camera. And conveniently, there's a statue. Now make sure it's got the red circle there with the exclamation point. That'll tell you that it is satisfying the game's requirement for whatever picture it's looking for. So always look for that when you're trying to get a picture for a quest. Okay, so as you can see, it kind of got another little part of the story going here. And essentially you're going to show him the picture, but that's not going to clear the side quest. Or main quest, whatever this is. In order to do that, you're going to have to go up topside and warp back to Lookout Landing here and speak to Robby and what's her name again. And then once you get through that little story, then at that point it will clear the quest for you. Alright folks, so I'm actually going to stay down in the depths for my next video. I hope that helps you with your camera issues. Best of luck to you guys and happy hunting.